What an arty shot! Look how arty this is. Beautiful. Russ on the West End Network. Hope you're all safe and well. It's match day morning. Anyone new to the channel, anyone watching on Twitter or whatnot, what we do on a Saturday, on a match day, particularly home game, is do a match day morning to get you a feel, particularly if you're obviously not lucky enough to get here later on. Also, you play Man United at the London Stadium this afternoon. And yeah, it's been affectionately called El Sacico. We had the El Clasico yesterday. But obviously, both teams desperate for a win. Both managers / head coaches desperate for a win. I know, Martin. It's a very arty shot. I didn't even mean. I just literally put it on, and it's just look at the sun. Beautiful. Good evening to Kieran. Hope you're well, my friend. Is it good evening? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Beautiful morning, indeed, indeed, indeed. There's not a cloud in the sky. There is a bit of a nip in the air. I'll be honest. Just before I started, the sun was right in my face, and I took my jacket off. But I might have to put my jacket back on because it's getting a bit nippy. It's getting a bit nippy now, and it's clear skies, so I'm gonna put my jacket back on. Good morning, Freeman. Good morning, John Brown. Hope you're well. Mark Watson is in the house. He's in the hizzle. Hope you are all safe and well. Hope you can hear me okay as well. I'm sure you could. If not, you'd let me know. That is for sure. Obviously, we play Man United in a few hours' time. Anton's gonna be doing the starting 11 show. Well, I think it's King of Wish. I've seen the team he's put out. King of Wishful Thinking, I think, for Anton. But we'll wait and see. But that'll be a bit later on, and obviously we'll be doing the watch along and everything else around that, which should be fun. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Obviously, we know that team news. We know there's from our side. There's 2 players out. We know in terms of Mohamed Kudus is definitely suspended for at least this game, another 2 games at the very least. And Nicholas Folkrug, you know, the enigma. He will be at the London Stadium today, but will be in a spectator capacity. So yeah, for Man United, they could have up to 7, almost 8. Although Johnny Evans apparently could make the matchday squad, but we know Anthony, and we know that Mainu. We know obviously that. Lenny Euro and various others, and Mason Mount, and they've had long-term injuries anyway. So it's as good time as any to beat them today, that's for sure. Kieran said it looks like Queensland weather. Is it cold in Queensland at the moment? I don't think so. It's coming to your summer, mate, isn't it? Dad's up on Adam. Hope you well. Good morning. Did you enjoy the extra? I did enjoy the extra hour in bed. Wasn't it a bit? I always find it a bit discombobulating. That's a good word. Why? I don't know why we're blue, but anyway, doesn't seem right. But yeah, it was. I woke up thinking, oh, what's the time? And I was like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. So it takes me a few days to get myself sorted. But obviously, it means the nights are drawing in, and they'll be getting darker, won't they? Earlier, unfortunately. But I did enjoy the extra hour in bed. Lawrence, good morning to you. Hope you're well. I think we will win today. Kickstart. Oh, let's bloody well hope so, my friends. Not positive today. 3-1 loss, and maybe the end of JLo. Oh, I think. Would it be fair to say whoever loses today could be out of a job by Monday? I don't know. Possibly. You know, the world works in mysterious ways, and football works even mysterious ways. Ways. So, yeah, I mean, it's both sides are desperate for wins. Both managers / head coaches are desperate for wins as well. So it's going to be fascinating to see what happens at the final whistle, or after the final whistle, the aftermath. That being said, it'll probably be a draw now, won't it? Because that always happens. How many times in David Moyes' tenure did he have to win a game and ended up winning that game? Freeman's actually in London, looking forward to it, staying in Chiswick. Oh, very posh. Good morning, Lee. Hope you're well. Good weather. He's would bring a jacket. It's a bit nippy. I don't think it's going to rain today, but it's going to be a bit nippy. And you know that sun's coming down a bit earlier than usual now, isn't it? Because the nights are drawing in. Please, Stefan, a win. I'll try my best. For you, mate. Who do you think will be in goal? Maybe a change of goalkeeper. That's what we've alluded to. There has been reports that maybe Fabianski could come in, Fabiola, potentially after his last couple of poor games. I think yes, he's saved a few goals as well. There's a bit of a debate in our WhatsApp group about Fabianski, and he obviously he's almost 40 years old. Bless him now. I don't know. If anyone knows how to deal with the goalkeeper situation, I'm going to actually, if I sit in the middle, that's better. If everyone knows how to deal with the goalkeeper situation, it will be Julien Lopetegui, won't it? Being a goalkeeper by trade. So hopefully he'll be able to assess what to do and who best. So I'm trying to get that sun out of the eyes. That's better. He'll be able to assess, the best course of action. And also how to handle that course of action as well. Don't forget, do you remember last year when Fabianski was dropped for Areola in the Premier League and he threw his toys at the pram, didn't he? Because he was disrespected. So, yeah. We need to score first as they have no plan, as they have no plan B neither. Plan B. Oh, plan B either. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Good morning, early doors. Hope you're well. Good morning. Is Mr. Baker doing a watch along? I believe he is. Because he did ask me to send him a video of how to do it, because we do it slightly differently in the last few days. So I imagine he will be doing a watch along, so it's up. So keep an eye on that. Good morning, everybody. A draw and cut it. We've had extended time at training ground. We need to see that payoff or time to change, says Adrian. But I think we've got around 3 games now leading up to the international break. And I think it's going to be interesting what happens. Probably, personally, I don't think anything would happen if we had 3 horrible results until that international break. Personally, but I don't know. I'm just literally speculating. One question: why don't we have triangle corner flags? Something to do with the tradition of win. I have absolutely no idea. No idea. The great El Sakico looking forward to a win, and ETH getting in a taxi Monday morning. Without sounding like a bore, Orford still can't get on the bench. We have no pace of determination. Why not have him on the bench? Because there's no space over the bench. Will at the moment, Lewis is one for the future, and he's very untested at this level. Now, obviously, the counter argument is how can we know you have to test him to see if he's untested, but it's a risk, and unfortunately, most modern managers / head coaches don't take that calculated risk. I was talking about it with Ryan the other day for West Ham Fan TV. We've got now, was it Ryan or Graham? It might have been Graham actually, and we would say the same thing. It's like nowadays there's so much pressure on every point that you've got to take calculated risks. And I don't think playing Lewis. I mean, if he's going to be on the bench, then you assume he'll be happy for him to play. As it is at the moment, with the exception, I mean, now you look at the bench. There was a point where Luis Guilherme wasn't getting on the bench with Kudus out and Fulkrug. You'd imagine he would get. I mean, Lewis might get on the bench today. With Fulkrug out, or they might decide to put Kalen Casey in. But then you've got people like Andy Irving, and Andy Irving would do a really good job in what we need at the moment. So maybe he's above Lewis at the moment in terms of the pecking order for the first team. I don't know, but we'll see. I haven't said any mugs yet, mate. I'm really bad. I'm going to have to try and do that on Monday if I can, Monday, Tuesday. I've got a bunch. I've got yours. I've got Collins, and like 4 or 5 mugs I've got to send out. I just need to find some time to send them. Basically, I've got to just sit down and do it. Stu reckons a 2-1 win. Let's hope so, mate. It sounds good. My fiance is a gooner. Can you persuade her to move to support a decent club? I go, mate, you should be doing it anyway. Just watch the West Ham network. That's enough. Arsenal got Arsenal Fan TV. We got the West Ham network. Surely that's much more exciting. Would you see? I don't know, anyone here else at the ground 12 hours before the kickoff? No. There we go. Should be doing better, Lawrence. You should be sorting that out straight away. My friend. Draw won't cut it. Unfortunately, I think both coaches would settle for that. They'll keep them the job. Indeed. 1-1 or 2-1. Even Everton above us. Yeah, but we've got to play today, Mark. Chill out. I think something is really wrong in the dressing room. I don't like chopping managers, but the deal with everyone needs to act fast. I want him gone, win or lose. Well, if we win, we're not going to get rid of the manager, Paul. Let's be honest, mate. Off topic, just how dirty the top. Oh, needs a good clean up. It does need a jet wash. It's a good jet wash would make that. It is actually. I didn't realize how grubby it is. It's really grubby. But then that's white, isn't it? That's why you never buy a white car. It's always the hardest car to clean or to key. That and black. They should paint if they painted that like a grey. That would you wouldn't see the dirt as obviously. It does. You're right, mate. Oh, I got my jet wash out the other weekend just to sort the leaves out and I'd have a lovely time on that. Apathy is setting, Russ. This is becoming a norm again. I don't like it. No positivity at all after these 5 months. Draw or at best, methinks. Ralph happy as ever. My lineup is Fabianski, Wan-Bissaka, Dino. Okay, Max, Emerson. I don't what Dino. I thought Tadebo's doing all right. I'm very impressed by him actually, but you obviously don't feel that way. Interested to know what your thoughts are of him. Emerson Rodriguez. So you haven't put Alvarez in the side. Paqueta, Bowen, Somerville, Ings. That's a bit random. I like that. Why not? 3-1 for us today. Feeling positive. She's converting as she has seen Numa. Excellent. Good man. Good man, Lawrence. One fan at a time. One fan at a time. Gone for a 3-2 win. I give up on this shower of SH apostrophe T until Loppy has gone, unless something changes big time, says Paul Hammers. But will it change big time? Let's be honest. Will it change dramatically big time? It will take time to change big time, surely. At the same time. Looking for a 2-win win for us, but that means Loppy gets a bye for the time being. If he loses, the board needs to act fast. It's going to be a long, painful season. This is the point I was making the other day to someone. In my eyes, so I might walk and talk actually. I quite like walking and talking. In my eyes, we were always going to have a slightly painful season this season because of the squad surgery that was needed. You know, we needed serious squad surgery on our playing staff. And because of that, it was almost like we had to rip, I've said it, we had to rip that Band-Aid off. We had to rip the plaster in order to, otherwise we would have carried on with the same squad and it would have just gone, plodded along. Now, at the moment, I agree, we're plodding along at the moment. I still think there's going to be a step change somewhere. I don't know what it is. And maybe the suspension to Kudus will be what we need, because and I've said it before, sometimes these situations people come out smelling of roses. Now it's clear we need to do something different. It's clear we need to we will be doing something different. We have to do something. We will be doing something different today with the squad. Kudus won't be featured. You'd assume that Somerville would come in, and that would at least give us something different, give us some more balance on the left-hand side, which I think Emerson drastically needs. Emerson was most effective, arguably, when he had someone like a Ben Rama in front of him to play off and play with, rather than be quite isolated. And then hopefully we'll see a difference in balance. We're very imbalanced at the moment. So I'm hoping with Somerville coming in, it also gives him an opportunity to stake his claim for a place, which he's got 3 games now to prove to Lopetegui that he should be starting. And it could be 6 games, quite possibly. Morning, Lucky to hope you're well, mate. Good to see you. Let's go with a few more comments. Oh god, loads of comments. Live chat for the game is definitely the hardest working fan channel on YouTube. Not my words, the words of Martin Barrett. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Morning, ladders. Hope you're well. Carl's gone for a 2-1. Always multitasking, mate. Always multitasking. People are talking a lot of getting sacked, but surely has to give them longer as this transition. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm farting so bad at the moment. I had a curry yesterday. It's really doing my guts. I feel sorry for people in the box today, I tell you. People are like, everyone's entitled to their opinion on it. You know, some people want instant success, and why shouldn't we? Oh, hello. And why shouldn't we have instant success? You know, we've spent a lot of money. We've got some good players in. We've got rid of some the Deadwood. Some maybe are still frustrated of the way we handled the whole David Moyes situation. Some have wanted that situation resolved a long time ago. Some people still think that actually he shouldn't have, should still be here. So there's a whole spectrum of opinions, and to be honest, I think what we do really well is represent all of them. You know, because everyone's opinion deserves to be heard. Now, you just said, Lawrence, you know, some people call for him to be sacked. That's their prerogative. You think it's a transitional period, but I'm more inclined to agree with you. In all honesty, I've always said I see this as almost a transitional season. I think next season, I think, you know, the idea is to maintain some sort of decent league position this year, and then next year those players be bedded in a bit more, and then we can move forward. You know, it's gonna. But some people want it now, and I understand that because people pay their money, people spend their time watching the game, people support the club, and they want to see us do well. And so both are coming from the right place. It's just how we get to that final, and when we get to that final stage. I thought we'd be fast at the blocks. How long was I? Well, I mean, I think there's only frustration when you see the likes of, you know, Forest doing really well, and the Brighton manager doing well. You know, we look at Arne Slot, but then again, Arne Slot hasn't had 9 new first team players come in. There's another 22 player swing from ins and outs over the summer. So I think any manager would have suffered. Any head coach would have suffered from that type of personnel change. And I think a lot of it is a hangover from the Moyes era. I'll be honest. I think, you know, I genuinely believe that this season we really missed Declan Rice. We missed him a lot more than we did last season. For me, last season we sort of not got away with it, but because there was still a lot of consistency in terms of the players there, like the Zumas and the Geds, and we brought in Alvarez's, and Bowen was playing well, and, you know, you didn't seem to miss him as much. But now in a situation now we've got a new side, almost a new team, really. You've got to think of it in terms of the new players that are coming. We've got 3/4 of a brand new back four. We've got new midfield, not necessarily up front and the forward options, but that midfield bit, having a consistent like a deck. That's who we really need alongside Alvarez, in my opinion. Would be a Declan Rice sort of box to box type player. Why are we always one step forward? Because of West Ham, ladders. Mourinho, can't see that happen, mate. I can't see that happen. I think he is personally been earmarked for the Newcastle job. He's spoken about his desire. He'd love, you know, obviously Newcastle, he always, a side he always used to respect because of Bobby Robson, who was a great mentor to him. But stranger things have happened in football, my friend, haven't they? Colin, good morning to you. I need to get your mug out as well. You've got Fabianski, Wan-Bissaka, Max Kilman, Tadibo, Emerson, Somerville, Soler, Alvarez, Guilherme, Bowen, Antonio. You've got 2 up front. I love it, Colin. 3-4-3. Fabs, Kilman, Tadibo, Dinos, Alvarez. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I mean, towards the end of the Spurs game, was there any really need to put on Mavropanos when we were already losing quite heavily to play a back 3? That to me suggests that he was trialing that out in a Premier League environment. So whether that could be something that could happen, or whether it's something which we will have up our sleeve in case we need that, I don't know. But keep an eye on that. That'd be interesting. We will sleep in the Championship. I don't think we will, mate. I think there's worse teams than us. No change will happen with Antonio up front. He needs to let go. It doesn't need to be let go. I just think he needs to have his role changed. You know, it's something I think he can still have a really good, really important spot in our squad if he played more of a impact role. You know, we know he's only got 60 minutes in the tank, so why not give him 30 minutes? Do you know what I mean? Have someone who can come on like a Nicholas Fulkrug, who can come and batter the defence for half an hour for 60 minutes. Antonio comes on and batters a tired defence. He'd easily get double-figure goals in that season, and could probably keep doing that for another season or two, that role, because when you're only playing a short amount of time, and you know you're going to play a short amount of time, you can work towards that, and you can build your fitness, and you can build your intensity to match that 30 minutes. And I think he could do that. We expected pain, but not intensive death. Threatening pain that will go away. But if we can't turn this squad around, which at the moment seems we don't, if we go into the new season, it's hard to get out of it. I think there would be personally, again, this is only my personal opinion. I think unless we are in risk of being relegated, I can't see them making a change. I just can't at the moment. Now, when is the risk? Is it if we're in the bottom three come the end of the summer, come the end of the the winter, the Christmas period, going to the new year, would that be enough? I don't think we are. Personally, in touch wood, I don't think we're going to get into the bottom three anyway. I think there's worse teams out of us, and we shouldn't. And that's not an accolade that we don't get relegated by proxy. But for me, I just think I think it. And again, the trouble is, we have this football. We have this sort of this immediate nature, isn't it? So, I look at the signing of Luis Guilherme, right? Luis Guilherme, that signing was us acting like a big boy club, buying in players, not for now, maybe next season, maybe the next 18 months, but not for now. We're so used to having. That sounded wet, that one. We're so used to buying players in to go to the first team. And that's a very small club mentality, isn't it? We've got the ability now to bring players in. We look at like Mohamed Kante, who we signed from Paris FC. We sent him back out to Paris. They need him now, but next season we'll have him in. Be linked with the Hammersby winger Torre. Now again, 18. Ivorian Coast Ivorian International, same thing. And I think the trouble is now is even if we got into a situation where we needed someone to come in to help us not get relegated, what would happen? They would end up being a firefighter type manager. You wouldn't attract the one you want now. The young, upcoming, progressive football manager to take you out of relegations. So personally, I think we see this season out, and then we judge, and then we assess. Because I can't see him making a change and getting the change that most people want. That makes sense. That sort of progressive manager, that Conte Sa from Porto or someone like that, you'd end up getting a Mourinho in, and he'll have a bounce, and we'll all be like, yeah, great. And then 18 months down the line, we'll be in the same position as we were in with David Moyes. 2 much emphasis with losses. Most of the players on the pitch, they have been. I think there needs to be a discussion about why they've been so poor. Is it tactics? Is it motivation? Is it not understanding the manager, the head coach? I don't know. But there has been. It's not just one or two players. The whole squad, particularly the ones who are the hangers-on from last year, none of them have performed well, consistently well. As I said, the most consistent player we've had this season so far, in my opinion, is Matt Kilman. And when your defender is your best player, that's not a good sign. That's mean some players be careful, but the players know putting away for just get slapped in the wrist, gets the bullet. They do, but I think what's different than maybe under the previous regime is Lopetegui is not afraid to make changes. Kudus has been subbed. Jesus has been subbed at half time. The Kessers have been subbed at half time. Bowen's been taken off. He's used all these subs. Anyone could be moved. Anyone can be, and so for me that's a good thing. Pretty where it used to be, and it's something so silly, but you get to a point where you don't perform, you might not play next week. Now, for me, I think today is an opportunity to show that. I would potentially look at dropping Areola and Paqueta. Now, I think they need a bit of a kick up the bum. I think they maybe need a rest, or maybe need just to step out of it and see where they can make a real difference in terms of the side. That's what I would do. Next season we'll be in the Championship. No, won't. Too much information there about blowing off. Indeed, I'm so sorry. Stop making excuses. Russ has got to play, but you want to make excuses. No, I'm just saying he hasn't had a massive. The Brighton setup is being set up correctly in the last 8-10 years. You got to think Potter came, Potter left. Everyone's like shit. They got De Zerbi in. They got better. They got De Zerbi, and they got Ursula in. And actually, it's because the top down is organised. You know, it's set up that way. We haven't. We're still going through that process. It's like the Liverpool manager. Liverpool manager have brought one new player in, so they still had a bloody good side anyway. Brighton, you know, the Brighton manager inherited a very good side. We inherited a good side, but we needed some major squad surgery. That was all. No excuses, just different opinions. Do you think some of the players are feeling misguided? Possibly. If Moyes was here, it would be top half. Well, if Moyes was here, you would not have people like Luis Guilherme in. We wouldn't have had a lot of those players come in. It would have been very similar. We would probably still have Zuma and Aguerd playing. We'd have had the same team. So it would just prolonged, not the agony, but prolonged that sort of surgery, that squad surgery that was needed. So he needs to go because we needed a massive squad upheaval, and it's still not done. You know, in the summer we've got 5 first teamers who are out of contract as well. Plus you've got the likes of Aguerd, JWP. What happens with them next season? Also, there's loads to talk about. Last year it was clear we were struggling with players, and thanks to Noise at playing, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Up to be honest, you know, it's clear we needed a better squad, and to get a better squad, we had too much dead wood, and that was the consequence of Moyes necessarily maintaining the status quo with several players who could have probably moved on at an earlier period. But next year we will lose about 6 or 5. We'll lose. Ludders, calm down. If I could see harmony in the team, then yes, give him time. But I'm concerned about what I've seen. In fact, look, there's something up. There's something up in my opinion. Says Paul. Yes, 5 players out of contracts at the moment. Well, 6 if you include Zuma. Because Zuma's out of contract, I believe. But that's they sort of paid him. Or he'll be sort of paid off. Well, not paid off, but he'll stay at Valerie anyway. I'll give Irving a go. Me too. We'll be lucky to get 17th. We'll be all right. Once you get the players to blame for the ban and start so many players making mistakes leading to goals. Lopez system relies on the huddle striker because of that. We're struggling. Antonio's a beast and a super sub will be a weapon in many. Yeah, I totally agree. We are 16th. Russ, come on. Told you, see, we're not 17th. Bottom 3, have you seen who is below us? Can't believe you got Trump on a live stream. I know. So basically, there are 3 West teams, so we're the 4th, to tell you honest. And you want me to be happy. I used to be happy, mate, but I want you to be a West Ham fan. And you are a West Ham fan. You know, I remember being, I don't know, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, being happy just not to be relegated. You know, and now I'm frustrated that we didn't get into Europe last year. The step changing where our expectations are for West Ham fans is dramatic in the last sort of half dozen years, I'd suggest. You know, this is the longest prolonged period that we've been in the top flight in our history. You know what I mean? And I think we think it's just us. We think it's just us. You know, if you watch a lot of other fans channels and talk to other fans who are outside of, you know, the top 10, they're saying exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. I think we assume that it's only just us. You know, you look at Newcastle. Newcastle haven't scored an open play for about 500 minutes or something ridiculous like that. They've lost 4 of the bounce. They're in trouble. Look at Everton. Everton are moving to a new stadium next year. They have to stay up. I'm always happy because I support a club through thick and thin, like we all do, Ralph. And we have, you know, and with West Ham, we've always had good spells and we always have bad spells. At the moment, we're going for a bad spell. But the trouble is, even when sometimes we go for a good spell, people are still moaning about it. And the trouble is, you don't know you're in a good spell until you come out of it and go into a bad spell. So, and I always said at the beginning of this season that it was going to be tough because of what we had to do squad-wise. And I'm sort of there. Russ, mate, if we happen to get drawn into a relegation, do you think we have players? No, I'm a bit worried about that. That's why I think if we did get dragged into a relegation zone, I think we'd have to get in someone who is a firefighter. We'd have to get someone who's a motivator to motivate this team. I just don't think they've got, when it's all going well, I just don't think we've got players who've got the bottle for the job. No chance of relegation. Mr. Trick, he should have worked on that. But that's the thing. I don't think he didn't. That's the thing. It's like, I think people think, at the end of the day, he's been in football a lot longer than I've been alive. And he would know things like that, surely. It's like, he still works in a training ground. We don't know. We assume that what's he going to do? Is he sitting there in his office, twiddling his thumbs, whistling Dixie? No, they will be working on stuff. But it's how that's then translates onto the pitch. And that's the issue for me. I don't think the players, whether it's a communication thing or whether it's, I don't know. As I said, I think a lot of the current West Ham players, it's almost like the ones who were here before just returned to factory settings as soon as they crossed that pitch. They've had 4 or 5 years of Moyes' tactics in their head that they can't really do anything else apart from revert to normal. Not confident at all. They have too much pace. Hope I'm wrong. Anyways, mate, thank you much. Need players to pay for the badge. I agree. Indeed, gently caress the like button for me. Unfortunately, Piquetas have really hindered us. I think they've hindered us, but I think we've. I've always he's not a wasteful because he's a creative player. He loses the ball more, which is great. It's not a problem if where you lose it, and as long as you've got players around you to counteract that. I don't think we've got the right balance in midfield. And I spoke about Richard Rios, and someone's like, "Oh no, that's not the answer." Someone like Richard Rios is what we need. We need an energetic box-to-box player. When we link to someone like Fafana and people like those are the types of players we should have got. And very much Guido or Diego would be as a replacement to Alvarez when he got suspended. Yeah, totally agree. Well, it's not just that as well, but it's actually just the general setup. Yes, that's from the top, but actually they do very, in terms of how everything's set up. They've had this sort of. Not disrespectful, but sort of tactical analysis. We've only just had Maximilian Kahn brought in, who's like head of analytics, and that's really sort of the first sort of step in many years. You got to think under Pellegrini, they took all the scout reports, and Moyes came in, the cupboards were completely bare, so we had to start building it up again. And then he's gone, and at least an assistant over head coach, the idea is you've got people like Kahn, people like Moritz Steiden, Tim Steiden, scouting network, which aren't ruled by who's the manager and who's the head coach, which again, it's a different way of working. Usually when Moyes left, his son was a coach, was a scout. We had Alan Irvine, we had all these types of players and pieces in the setup stuff. We haven't got that now. It's all within the club, and the head coach is another piece, which for me is exactly how modern football works. You can't have managers anymore now. You need a team, and the manager, the head coach, is a piece of that puzzle. Off the cut and into Hammer. Good luck, mate. Good luck. Garino, hope you're well. I'm going to have to go in a minute anyway. Is it possible that clubs now offer some of the players? Maybe, but I just don't think that's happening, mate. Don't think it's going to happen. Still a greasy surface at the moment. Russ just told me off. Bad boy. Go to bed. Honestly, don't think he's in the right headspace. Well, it's totally acceptable. It's going to be a hard game. Season of transition. Totally agree. Greeno. No swimming pool for you today, Raz. Yeah, exactly. Straight to bed with no dinner for you. Honestly, it's because it's ups and downs. It's too easy to support this. So, yeah, exactly. We've got here. Morning, Peter. Hope you're well. I think next season, I think Freddie Potts comes in definitely. For me, Freddie Potts comes in and Lewis Orford goes out on loan next season. That's what I'd like to happen. That would make sense to me. I think Freddie's having a great time in Portsmouth. Lots of 90 minutes. Lots scored last week as well. And when we do the Academy show tomorrow, you'll hear all about that. Should be a good game. Time to go. Me too. Really good manager. We haven't had one for years. Caduce our position. Yep, I totally agree. Second-rate team, second-rate manager. So sad. Feel like that. Says Paul. Russ, I've been in sport for 6 years. Good times. This covers sleeping giant. Yeah, it's a sleeping giant. You're looking good. You lost a bit. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe it's just the lighting. This game can so much managed to get chopped. Thank you very much, Martin. As I said, if you're new around here, don't forget to lightly caress the like button for me. Helps us out tremendously. Give it a good comment, share, all that type of stuff. Even if you're watching the replay, give us a little. He was a crossed hammers emoji in it. I don't care. Anton will be back with the starting 11 show, the watch along, and hopefully I'll be around after the game. Take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, and come on, you bloody, bloody, bloody irons. Much love. Bye bye.